Hey, Jenny Jones, Digital Growth Hacks Club. All right, so I got a treat for you today. This is the sixth tool that we've looked at for Appsumo Day, right? And this is another sleeper tool. If this is your first time to this channel, please go ahead and like, subscribe. You never know what kind of LTD hacks I'm going to put together. All right, so first things first, this is the sixth video or sixth installment of the sleeper tools that we're looking at for Appsumo Day 2024. This is a sleepy tool, right? So I don't know if this tool is going to be for everyone. So I always start with that disclaimer. If I think it's going to be for everyone, I think it will work out. But if it's for a unique certain type of audience, I'll let you know. This is for a unique certain type of audience. Actually, this is for anyone that see the vision of people running ads and doing different things across some of the different social media programs. Now, what I'm going to do is show you a tool that you may not think you need it, but it's only if you're an agency, this is a must-have tool. Or if you inspire to be an agency, this is a must-have tool. Let's go over to my desktop. Let's take a look at this dynamic tool. And again, it is a unicorn tool. If unicorn tools come here, I'm all over them, right? So I want you to take a look at it. Let's go over to my desktop. Excited about this one. Let's take a look at it. All right, so the name of the tool I wanted to talk to you today about is Adnova, right? So you'd have to be into ads, one. Second, you'd have to be into Facebook ads. Third, you'd have to be into either TikTok ads and or IG ads, right? So this tool, again, it is here for our Appsumo Day. You get the additional 10% off, another 10%. I think it's around 19%, 19 to 20% off today. So today is full stacking day. So if you wanted to look at some tools and look at the reason why you should full stack them or you should not full stack them, I think today is a good opportunity to look at most of the things you wanted to full stack, right? So what we have here is, this is a tool. Let's kind of give you an idea of, let's give you the play. And then I'm gonna show you kind of the walkthrough of it. But the reason why I think this is a sleepy tool is, or a sneaky tool or sleeper tool is, you can create a small agency out of this very quick, right? And you can make money today with this. Because I think this arms you with the type of technology that most people would pay big money to do. You can actually own this here and you don't need to spend a lot of money to get it here today. So you can actually get this tool and you can actually full stack it. Let's look at a full stack and see what that costs. You got 3 days to do that. Full stack is $3.99, right? Unlimited workspaces. Where you would need the workspaces, and I'll show you that once we get inside, is where you need the workspaces is how many clients can you set up? I can set up unlimited clients, and again, if you're a small agency, the most clients you may be able to handle is maybe 20 or 30 clients. So I think that's that does you well. And I think I'll go over this little breakdown a little bit more as we get in, but a tier one is if it's just you want to just use it for yourself. A tier two is if you have a medium-sized business, maybe you have a couple of coaching clients, right? But if you want to be a full-blown agency, I think the tier three serves you well for that particular setup. And so what you're doing is you're able to go in and look at other ads that other people are running. Now, Meta actually, because of the transparency rules with behind running ads and different things like that for political campaigns, they had to create an agreement that people could see all the ads that are being ran on their network. So they created an ads library, and you can go through and search and do all that. What this gives you the back end juice that you can save and study those ads and see when they're posting. You can actually, if you're following a particular brand, it'll let you know if that brand runs more ads or to decide to stop running ads. So this is pretty good. And you can create these swipe files for, if I wanted to see this ad, I can pull it over, I can study it, and I can use it as a swipe file and then use it with my clients. As, hey, let's create an ad like this. This one's getting a lot of juice. This is the audience that they're targeting, and we can do the same thing. So just kind of give you the blueprint on how to create effective ads. Why is this ad so effective? Right? Why is this? You can study the DNA of the ads. And again, this is more of a Facebook, TikTok, and kind of a Instagram tool that you can utilize it for. Like it tells you here, view any brand's media mix access a list of top landing pages, discover how many ads they run over time, any spot, any seasonal changes, who's their target market. This gives you everything. And like I said, Facebook or Meta's library gives you that, but it gives you like a database of everything. This kind of goes through and scrapes the things that you want or interested in, whether it's a competitor or somebody else you're running against. And so you can run this and you can impress your client, and you can actually share with them some of the information that you found. They also give you an area where you can actually upload your files, kind of like what you would do for a Dropbox or something like that. So you can share tools. So that would be important. If you're going to have a lot of clients, then your gigabytes, as far as how much you can share in your drive storage, that's going to allow, if you're going to run a large one, you're going to have 500 gigs of storage. You'll need that if they're sharing videos with you or short reels. You're definitely going to want to do that as well. So it's not 100% white label. It does give you the ability to share and act as an agency, right? So you'll at least be able to have that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the tool. Again, I'm gonna give you my breakdown in my opinion. I think that a tier 1 is if it's just your particular brand, you just want to scope and see what other people are doing on running their ads. I think tier 2 is if you have maybe a small client base, maybe 4 or 5 clients you might want to work with, or coaching clients you may want to do some things with. I think this would be great. But a tier 3 is if you want to be an agency and above, you definitely should take a look at this particular level here. So it's up to you what you decide to look at. I love it when a founder is giving me everything. Hey, here's all our stuff. Full transparency. This is all the things that we're doing. Their affiliate partner, right? So you already know their affiliate partner. They're already thinking about the future beyond Appsumo, which is always good because you want that growth, right? They're giving you a YouTube demo and Chrome extension, founder's LinkedIn page. Hey, where can I find you? Are you legit, right? And it's only going to be so legit. It's only going to be as legit as you have it on LinkedIn, but it is what it is. So, but at least they're giving it to you. And the actual founder put his face up there. Hey, this is who I am. I'm not a cartoon character. I'm not an avatar. This is who I am. So I love that when founders at least do that because they do understand the scope, right? So again, the comprehensive solution, Adnova offers a complete suite of tools for ad inspiration, competitor analysis, streamlined creative management, and personalized client workspaces. So that's important. If you're going to have a lot of clients, then you want to concentrate on your workspaces. Alrighty, so let's take a look over at the tool. Now that we've made it over to my desktop and we've looked at the deal, let's look at what's inside the deal. Now, you're going to have at least 3 areas, and let's just talk briefly. And again, I like to keep this video short. This is not a full detail on this tool, and I may actually come back and do that. I just kind of wanted to leave these sleeper tools as in these small demos I wanted to put in front of you, just so you can get an idea of an inspiration of what it is you want to do. So speaking of inspirations, this particular tool allows you to really just look at, I think their selection now is just TikTok ads and Facebook ads, and I think IG ads, I think Instagram ads as well. So I think they do Instagram ads as well. And so what you do is you can actually, you can come here. Initial thing you can do, well, the first thing it's going to ask you to do is to set up a workspace, right? So depends on what plan you get. And we talked about it earlier. I think if you're an agency, you definitely need to be on the tier 3, actually need to be all over the tier 3. But when you come here, if you set up a workspace first, if I was doing a workspace for my client, my retirement exit, which is my brand, I would just set up a workspace just for them. So, because what it does is it allows your team members and or the client to only have access to their particular workspace. So this was built with an agency in mind. That's why the most lucrative and the sweetest deal is the tier 3 deal. Now, when you come to inspiration, you basically come here and you can type in a brand or put in some keywords, and it will give you, when it says inspiration, it will actually give you some of the ads that are running. You can take a look at them and you can see what they're doing, right? You can come here, you can look at this ad, right? And you don't have to go anywhere. And so you can run the ads. Each ad is going to show up here, whether it's a carousel ad or what have you. It's going to give you all the ads here in one particular place. Now, what it's basically doing is it's going to Meta's ad library. Now, a lot of people's like, okay, so what is Meta's ad library, right? And if you do know about Meta's ad library, it's it's a way where they had to become, I would say, transparent, right? And the reason why this came about is because they've had in the past where they've had these political campaigns and all that, and people want to know who they're targeting, how they're targeting, and so on. So Meta, I think part of their agreement, I don't know all the details, but Meta have to show every ad that's being ran on their platform, right? And so you can just come to Meta's ad library. It's facebook.com/ad/library. And you could find any ads in the United States or any ads in any country that are running, right? And you can find all the ads, or you can look for different ads for political campaigns, so on and so forth. And then you could search for those. So this is the Meta library. What Adnova is doing is they're going and they're doing they're doing what I would say is they're scraping. This is what it looks like they're doing. They're scraping the ads for you in this particular area. So in aspirations, they're doing that. But now what they also do, and you says, oh, okay, so why do I need that? This is a repository and a way for you to impress your clients if you run ads for them. You say, hey, let's look and see what ads are out there. I found 3 ads that you may be competing with, and these are currently running. And these are the target audiences that they're reaching, right? And you can give them all those details from here. And again, it's Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and TikTok. So it is these are the different platforms, right? So that's one particular thing. So you can just come here and then you can get all the details. And then what you can do is you can say, hey, this particular ad, let me save it to one of my boards. Let me save it to the retirement board. And I'm going to just save it there automatically. So when you go to that particular board, I put this in the sample board and my retirement exit. So I will go here. I will see this ad here. Let's go there. It's actually there. And it's a collective, to me, it's a collective repository for you to plan and strategize your ads placement and or your target audience. You can plan with your team members and you can plan with your clients. And again, you can share the ad space by here, and you can give them limitations on what they can and can't see, and so on and so forth. So again, I want to kind of keep this moving. And so really what you're thinking is, okay, do I need this? If you're an agency and you run ads, you're going to need a tool like this. Now, you could do a lot of this by hand, right? Or you can come here and you can say, and one of the ads that I did pull down is, I says, hey, you know what? I like this ad that this guy is running, right? Retirement Masterclass. Let me save it. And it gives you the plugin, because there is a plugin that you have to put at the top of this. You plug in from your browser, and when you use the plugin, and when you come to Meta, you can actually save this brand. Any brand you see up there, you can get everything from their brand. I'm going to show you what that looks like. But if I wanted to save this ad to Nova, right? So I can go here. I can come here and go, all right, I'm going to save it to my retirement exit. And I can save it to the sample board. And I want to save the ad, right? Save to Adnova. All right, so we can come back and we can look at Adnova, and we do a refresh here on the screen. And boom, there it is right there. So I can bring this ad inside and I can look at it. And this, again, this is all strategy, is what you're doing. Is this is a strategy board here. You can look at it here and so on and so forth. So you can then take a look at it, right? You can come back. And then even over there, you can see the details of all these different ads, right? You can view the ad details and so on and so forth, right? You can do there. You can make comments. You could make notes. If you're talking to a partner or a team and says, hey, you know, what do you think about this ad? Right? And then you can send that to the rest of the team. That's Jenny saying that, or I can add an annotation here and I can say, I can come right here and say, do you like this now online pop-up or placement? Let's copy that, right? Let's copy that setup, right? And that's what you got to do. You can do that there. It says annotate. So when you come here and say, oh, where's the annotation? You can look at it and you can so on and so forth. So this is the actual ad that's running. You can look at it. This is, oh, okay, that's running. So now if I wanted to come, and this, I just wanted to give you an example. So that's one particular piece of this. So let me get out of this. So that's this, again, that's group, right? But if you wanted to go even one step further, and again, there's a lot more moving parts in this, but I wanted to give you an idea of what you could possibly use it for. You can go into what's called detective mode, right? And I didn't pull it up for that channel because that brand, because he didn't have that much to surface. But what I did is I went back and I looked at another brand, California Retirement Advisors. If you haven't noticed, this is more for retirement and stuff like that. What I did is I analyzed. So what you can do is you can go detective. You can find a brand inside of here, and then you can add it to, you can take that URL, you can come back, and you can come back here, and then you can go detective mode. So let me go back out so you can just see how I did that. Once you go detective mode, you get the URL and you go analyze brand. And then you put the URL from the library. So if it's any particular brand that you're tracking, that's the reason why. And I remember when Meta was changing over and they wanted everybody to have a brand or close to a brand. So now people can track your entire brand. So if it's Nike, they might want to see what ads are Adidas running, right? And might want to look at that. So this is the same. This is at a smaller level. If there's another person that's doing the same thing you're doing, he's like, let me see what they're doing. You can pull in their entire brand. You can pull in their entire brand here. You can add the brand, and then it gives you this. So this takes it goes and analyzes it. I think it does a scrape, and this takes about 5 to 7 minutes, depends on how large the brand is. And then what they'll do is they'll give you the different images they use. This is not the best representation, but it'll say, hey, their ad copy basically covers these keywords, penalties, RMDs, retired minimum distributions, mutual funds, tax-free plan. That's kind of what the California Retirement Advisors are covering, right? And then they have some CTA text. Then they have some of their landing pages, and they'll list them all here. This is not the best example, but I wanted to make sure I put something in front of you that I was actually using that you can see right away if it made sense for you. So this is the detective. So we talked about inspiration, where you can go and get the actual inspiration of some of the things you wanted to look at. We talked about the detective mode, and there's this drive mode, right? And as I wrap it up here, drive mode this is where you put all the assets. So instead of sending things to Google Drive, sharing the Google Drive link, then you're downloading on your end, the drive mode serves as an internal Google Drive, if you will, where you can see the assets you want to add and so on and so forth. Hey, add this asset number 2, add that to this particular copy, and we'll add that. And so this is a repository. So when you go and look at the details of the deal, you want to see how much drive space that you have. It depends on how much sharing you can do of the assets. So this is kind of where you share your assets, and they may want to put up a video. They may say, hey, let's run this short video on the first week, and then the second week we'll run this other short video. Well, the actual client can actually upload to this drive, and you could look at the drive as well. So that's kind of what that is. But this is a very, very nice, very well put together tool. It's not overly difficult. It's not overly difficult to understand. Let's go back and look at the deal here real quick. I think there's a way here I can look at it here. So yeah, inside the deal, you can see that I just pulled it out as a test drive. I don't know if I'm not a big ads person. what you'll notice is, but I understand ads. I just think that you run ads when you have things super dialed in, right? And I think the ads cost has gone up a lot, but you going to be an agency, you have to know ads, right? And I don't claim the fame to know ads. Like, I've had training on them. I'm certified in ads. I just don't run them enough to know and see the changes and the nuances of them. But I definitely could tell you the technicalities of mostly YouTube ads and Facebook ads. So those are kind of the ones that I'm kind of certified in. I can kind of understand them. I know what they're doing. I just don't do a lot of business in that area. And my inspiration for you, let me put myself back here on camera, right? So my inspiration to you is the future is AI and or people getting brands or people starting their own businesses. If that's the future, then I would heavily think about becoming an expert really in ads if you wanted to separate yourself. Now, there's a lot of people out there that do big time ads, and you don't have to, if you're just starting out, you don't have to charge an exorbitant rate. But I do think ads are very scientific, right? And you have to tweak them to become very familiar with them. So, and again, I'm certified in ads and all that. I just don't do ads. I do more inbound marketing instead of outbound marketing. I found more success in inbound marketing, having a more reduced cost. And then I think if you get to a point where your inbound marketing is doing very well, you have things dialed in, you have your funnels dialed in, then you can slowly creep into outbound marketing with ads and things of that nature. So this is the two. So right here, you're getting 500 gigabytes of space storage. And that's really on when we talked about the drive space, right? 100 track brands and custom branding and all that. So when you say 100 track brands, that's the brands that you can actually track on your detective. You can track them, see if they've added any new, like you may be tracking Nike or you may be tracking your competitor. If they've added new copy, it'll let you know, right? And so that's where you can track those from there. So that's more on the detective side. And then it's a space, and then you can have unlimited users, right? And you could share with your own internal team and the actual external team. And you could set up limitations for viewing and editing and all that. Okay. So, and then these has unlimited workspaces. So I can have unlimited clients in here essentially, right? But I only can track 100 brands and custom branding, colors, and logos. So that's $3.99. That's the tier 3. The tier 2, like we said, it's 20 workspaces, 20 users. This is a mid-size. I think a minimum, if you're going to try to do this as a business, as a small business, to start out as a small agency, I don't see nothing wrong with a tier 2. But if you just want to use it for your own particular business, tier 1 is great. So you got your own business, you got a small business, and then you got, hey, I'm moving into the agency realm. This is where I want to be. When you first look at this offer, ultimately, what do you want to do with this deal? If you say, hey, I want to take this deal, I want to take this to the next level, I want to be an agency, then you already know you're going to be looking at the $3.99. All right, so hopefully this is helpful. Listen, we got a lot of things coming up. You guys stay tuned. I hope you guys really enjoyed these 6 sleeper tools that we looked at here on Appsumo. For Sumo Day. Hey, you guys have been great. I do have a hack pack. What kind of hack pack? I got a hack pack. I always at least do one, but I got a nice hack pack coming up. We're going to take a look at it. Make sure you subscribe and ring the bell. You don't want to miss that hack pack because you may only have a limited time to take advantage of it. It has been Jenny Jones. You guys take care. Goodbye for now.